This session will show the building of the low voltage control enclosure. The low voltage control enclosure does a few things. It houses some of the fuses for the low voltage wiring and accessories. It has the flasher and the relay for the headlights. There's the flasher and the inertia switch, the red switch. These all fit inside the low voltage enclosure, which goes in the front of the vehicle. The low voltage enclosure is positioned in this video so that it faces the student putting the components inside the box. So the first thing we're going to put in is the fuse panel, fuse panel 3. Fuse panel 2 and 3 are in the low voltage enclosure, whereas fuse panel 1 was in the high voltage enclosure. So we're going to put in these two fuse panels. And again, the bottom of the box is at the top of the picture. These two holes in the box are where cabling will come in with wiring from the system. So we're going to install the fuse panels, and we put them in by lining them up with their mounting holes, 4 mounting holes for each fuse panel, and then we'll insert the screws from the back side in, and then attach the nuts from the inside. And you'll see fuse panel 3 that we just put in is a 6-position fuse panel. The next one we're going to put in, fuse panel 2, is an 8-position fuse panel. Holds 8 fuses. So we'll put that one in the same way, 4 mounting screws. Notice that the two posts for the fuse panels are opposite each other. There's one at the very bottom of the box and one at the top. And these two need to be separated because the cabling coming in for them is 2 separate cables, and we want to keep them apart from one another. So we'll attach our inertia switch. This will go on the right side of the box. Remember, the bottom of the box is facing the student as he's putting these components together. So this goes on the right side of the box facing upwards, and it attaches to the side of the box with 2 screws. Next is the relay for the headlamps. This goes on the inside of the box and fastens with 1 screw. And we'll just tighten that down. The next piece that goes inside the low voltage enclosure is the flasher. The flasher mounts with a zip tie, and there are 2 holes that the zip tie goes through. Connect the connecting part of the zip tie on the inside of the box. We're just going to make a little loop here. Insert the flasher right side up so that the top of the flasher is towards the top of the box. And then we'll pull the zip tie tight and cut off the excess part of the zip tie. Next, we'll do the wiring that's internal to the low voltage enclosure. Wires will come in from the outside of the wiring harness in other parts of the vehicle, but there is some wiring that's internal to the box. We're going to use a couple pieces of wire just to connect components inside. So the first one will go to post 30 on the headlamp relay. This is a 30 amp headlamp relay. You can see the front of it has the designated schematic, and then on the back each terminal is stamped with a number. We've highlighted them in red for you to see here, but if you look closely, stamped onto the black part of the backing, you can see each number. So this wire goes to post 30 on that relay. Because these numbers can be difficult to read when the relay is installed in the low voltage enclosure, our student has laid out the schematic so he can read which position the 30 is in. So he just made a note to reference the position of each number on the back of the relay and noted that 30 was on the bottom in relation to the relay's actual physical construction. So when the relay is in position in the box, he can find position 30 based on his reference to the drawing. And then the other end of this wire goes to fuse panel 3, position 6. And the other red wire will go to flasher position X, and then fuse panel 3, position 5. Let's take a look at the flasher up close. The flasher is marked with 3 settings, L, P, and X. So we're going to connect X to fuse panel 3, position 5. And then our last wiring is the black wire. This is going to connect relay position 86 and then exit the box to a ground connection that comes in from the main wiring harness. So we'll plug into relay position 86 and then just set this wire aside for now until we install the box in the vehicle and wire the system to the main wiring harness at a later point in the sequence. After the box is mounted in the vehicle, we'll have a loom coming into the bottom that will contain a number of wires, including this ground wire. So this completes our wiring and assembly of the low voltage control enclosure.